What is up, guys? Welcome back to the $1,000,000 challenge, where I start off with $1. I'm trying to get 1% profit every single day until we get to $1,000,000. Right now, I'm looking at my crypto portfolio, and in the last episode, I bought, I think, $200 worth of crypto. I bought $150 of XRP and $50 of Bitcoin, and that was yesterday. As of recording this, that was yesterday. So now my videos are spaced out, but I bought within one day. This portfolio has gone down 9.5% in a single day, which is pretty nuts. So I want to talk a little bit about crypto and what's kind of going on with the market before we hop into some gameplay and some data on the tracking sheet and everything. But when it comes to crypto, in times like this, okay, not even with crypto, but with investing, I want to give a brief analysis into how my mind works. So just give you guys some background. If you're not in the Discord server, you probably don't know this. I talk about it in the Discord a lot, but I work in wealth management. I work with personal finances. So I work with investments and a lot of money and stuff. Keep it simple. But in times like this, right, it gets a lot of emotional. There's a lot of emotions that come into it, and you have to. There's a lot. I could go really in depth with this, but you have to kind of do the opposite of what your mind thinks. Okay, the emotional side and like the logical side, they're two different pieces of the puzzle, and you really got to focus on the logical side instead of the emotional side, and kind of reframe your perspective on times like this specifically. So I lost 10% in one day, which does kind of hurt, and the way you have to kind of reframe that and think about it is the market is at a 10% discount. Okay. So right now I have Bitcoin and XRP. So I'm looking at it in the sense of like, okay, well, I lost 10% one day, but really I could buy back in today at a cheaper price. And crypto is really going on a big downtrend at this time. This is like beginning of February 2026, depending on when you're watching this video. But right now it's on a big dip. And it could keep going lower. It could go down really big. This could be the start of a massive dip. Who knows? It could come right back and skyrocket and shoot to the moon. But times like this, like I did in the last episode, I bought a little bit and I didn't go like all in on the dip. Good thing I didn't, because it kept going down. So I'm going to attempt to buy back in at a cheaper price today. That's going to be consequential on if we can make some profit today. That's going to be the first step, is playing our challenge, see if we can make some profit, and then maybe I'll move some crypto, or I guess move some money back into crypto. But looking at the past week here, so this is just one day, we went down 9.5%. Looking at the past week, we're down 22% in crypto, and then the past month we're down 28%. And then for 2026 total right now, I'm down 26%. So yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? You just have to think about it in terms of how the market works and how you can take advantage of the opportunity, okay? The opportunity is that the price is going down. You can buy at a cheaper price. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of that, but I want to be smart and not go all in and risk too much money. And I might talk about it once we actually like get to that point, but that's kind of my mindset, if it makes sense. But I just want to give a little bit of like an analysis on, you know, the current market right now, because our bankroll is about like 25% total in crypto. So it's a pretty big portion of our portfolio total, but that's, you know, it's going to get bigger too. So this is a big concept. It's a big piece of our entire bankroll. So I have to kind of talk about it as we continue to move forward. And this is something like very different, as crypto has been pretty progressive. It's been moving in the upward trend in 2025, and now it's starting to go down pretty good. So I think it's something important to talk about at this point, and to, you know, just keep an eye on it, kind of give you guys my mindset on it and my plans with it, and how I'm gonna like try to take advantage of this current situation. You know, you're gonna have good times, you're gonna have bad times. It's just all about how you can make the best of either of them. But that's gonna be enough for now. Let's hop into the tracking sheet and move on with the video. Okay, so basically what I was just talking about here in the crypto portfolio is down here, okay? Down in this section. This is like live statistics of the bankroll, okay? So right here is where we're at, and you can see I gotta update the next day here. But yeah, crypto dropped a lot. Either way, I'm playing back from January 26th, 2026. So we're a little bit behind, but we're going to catch up. But I think it's important to talk about like what's going on currently. as I need to catch up with the challenge, but I'm playing a little bit behind, so I just want to make the video more, I guess, like time sensitive on like what's actually going on currently. But for day 377, we're sitting at $4,060. So we went up a little bit since the last episode, and we didn't have any sports bets for the day. We had $3 in bonuses. Bitcoin went up at this time about $20. So we had a little bit of an increase there overall. And then, yeah, we had a little bit of bonuses, $3 worth, nothing crazy. But our 1% profit goal for the day would be $40.60. But since we got some profit already, we just need to get $15.61. So we're gonna hop on the website, see if we can profit, and get our 1% profit goal for the day. All right, coming into the website, we have our 4% stop loss of $162 of our entire bankroll. That's 4%. So I guess I've been kind of doing this recently, just showing that we have, the rest of our balance in the vault, just for proof that, I have this money. It's not just like numbers in an Excel sheet. This money's all actually there. It's been legit. Obviously, everything's recorded. It's all on my channel. You could go back and watch everything. And we need to get $15 today. $15.61. So I'm going to start off with a 10x on limbo. And we're going to go, I think we're going to start off with like a 0.2. Start off pretty small here, because we don't need like a huge increase or like a huge profit. So we'll start off kind of slow here and see if we can work this up a little bit. So go up to 40 cents here. That hits. We're up to $3 in profit. Let's go back to 20 cents. And I think I kind of wanted to mention too, with the beginning of my episode, it was kind of off rip. I wasn't really talking, I didn't really have that planned out. I just kind of wanted to like mention the whole crypto scenario. And I could dive like really deep into it. That's another good hit. We got 3 10x's within a couple bets there. Yeah, I could dive like pretty deep into the psychology and how my mentality works. I think I may lack in that a little bit when it comes to like explaining to you guys how I think about things and how I'm like really trying to be strategic with the whole challenge. I want to get a little bit better at that, because I think as the bankroll grows here, it's important to talk about those things and explain my mindset. But the biggest thing is psychology, and psychology of investing. Okay, it's a very big part of investing, the psychology of it. And let's go up to 120 here. That hits. We're up to $8 in profit. I might do this like one more time. But the psychology in investing, I've done a lot of research, a lot of studying on that alone, and I think it really comes into gambling. Unfortunately, I'm not really like proud to talk about that, I guess, but obviously that's part of my challenge, is the gamble. But the psychology of investing is very similar to the psychology of gambling, and I think it might be beneficial to like dive deeper into that topic at another point. But the two correlate very well, and I'm not going to say they're exactly correlated or they're exactly, hand in hand. They don't like cross over 100%. But I use investment psychology with gambling on this challenge, and it might not be like the smartest thing, but it works. I'm telling you, it does work, and there's a lot of reason behind it. And again, I probably could like dive really deep into it and explain those things and like how that works out, but I'm telling you, it is like a very correlated concept. So as we get like the bigger crypto portion of the bankroll, I think I'm gonna go down to 2x. I think I'm gonna switch strategies here and go to a down bear strategy. But yeah, I think the investing psychology really comes into play with the gambling aspect, and I think I probably should talk about that more, because that is a really like very helpful thing when it comes to the way I operate and the way I'm strategic about how I grow the bankroll. Because I know that's like, I feel like in this space, the psychology is not really talked about. People are very emotional, clearly, with placing bets and trying to be profitable, but really it's all about your mind and how you can control your thoughts and emotions. Because at the end of the day, it's a battle between logic and emotion. I know I kind of mentioned that before in this video, but you're really just battling with yourself between like what mathematically makes sense and what feels right. And I think that comes more into play with gambling more than investing. I think with investing, people are typically more logical with it. But when it comes to gambling, I feel like you have to be aware of that more and be able to act on it at certain points, because it's really easy to get emotional gambling and it happens so fast. Like you can get lost real quick. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm trying to like be a little bit more, I guess, open with like the way I think about things in terms of recording and staying on track with my challenge. I don't know. I was watching some old videos and I feel like I used to get like really in depth with a lot of things there and talk about those types of things. But I don't know if I've really been doing that recently. I feel like I kind of hop on here, gamble, and then like just call it a day. But maybe I should, I don't know. You guys let me know. How about that? You let me know and think, does it make more sense for me to talk about more like my mindset and how I'm like really strategically trying to go about things? Or is it more entertaining just to watch me play these games and move on with the challenge? Like, do you guys actually enjoy me explaining my mindset and how these things work and explain like the math data side of it? Because that's like how my brain works. I think about like how do these numbers work out, how do the odds work out. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of boring sometimes for content, but I think it's like the reason that this challenge is working. So maybe you guys would be interested in that. I don't know. I have a lot of people ask like, how come you never play like Keno, or how come you never play slots? How come you never play this or that? Or like, why do you only do this strategy, or why do you play these games? And I reply to the comments and I talk about it in the Discord, but I never really talk about it on video as much. There's a reason I only play certain games, and it's mainly down to the math. It's down to the house edge. You have the highest chance of winning, the lowest chance of losing money. I mean, there's a method behind everything I do, and I don't know if I talk about that too much, and I feel like it's kind of dry sometimes. Like right now I'm talking about it, I'm not really playing, but to me, that's like the most important concept. I get like YouTube and content creation, and the audience probably wants to see like the fast-paced, more entertaining aspect of it rather than like the logical side. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, you guys should let me know what you guys prefer to see, because obviously I try to cater as much as I can to you guys, because I wouldn't be here without you guys. But either way, that's enough talking. We're at $15.70 in profit, so we hit our 1% profit goal. We're gonna log this in the sheet and move on to the next day. All right, so day 377 was a win. We got our $15.70 in profit, so we hit our 1% profit goal. And moving on to day 378, we're sitting at $4,092. We only had one sports bet for the day, so we have it right here, and we won that sports bet. I tell volume bets on Instagram. The link to his social media is in my Discord server. If you join there, you could follow him as well. I just tell all of his bets because he's good at sports betting and I'm not, so I just follow the professionals. But yeah, so I'm not going to take credit for that, but he placed that bet, I told him, and we got a win. So looking at our sheet here, you can see that I think that was on DraftKings. There we went up a little bit in DraftKings there, and then Bitcoin at this point, back from January 27th, went up a little bit, went up like $4 for us out of our portfolio. And then we had $2 in casino bonuses throughout all these accounts that I use. So we're sitting at $4,092, like I said. So our 1% profit goal would be $40.92, but since we already had some profit, we only need $24 to reach our 1% profit goal. So we're gonna hop on the website and see if we can get $24. All right, so we're coming into live Baccarat. Actually, before we hop into this, let's vault some money. Our 4% stop loss would be 162. So let me do some math real quick here. We need to vault $15.70 just so we don't lose more than we need to if we happen to bust. We'll reset the live stats. And let's start off with a $12 bet. I was gonna do blackjack, but all the tables are taken up and I'd have to bet behind a player. So I really don't want to have someone else control my money. This is a very large bet, but I'm hoping we can just get one win and get out of here. Starting off with a 1, we lose that. So I think I'm gonna stick with a flat bet. I'm just stay with 12 bucks. And I think I'm gonna run it back on player here. Definitely not gonna martingale this. It's a pretty large martingale to go up to $24. So we're gonna not do that. Stick with the $12. And at this point, probably just get 2 wins. It's kind of the goal. But yeah, I'll see if we can pull it through it. 3 against the 2. Please just pull a 10. Nice. All right, so we're back to break even, and we'll see if we can get one more win here. I think I'm gonna stick with player. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with player. Yeah, baccarat, blackjack, those have way better house edges compared to other games. That's why I always play these. And we haven't played live games in a while, so I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. We've been playing a lot of originals recently. I tend to like switch back and forth. Natural 9 against an 8. There we go. We got 12 bucks. We still need 12 more dollars. So I'm gonna hop out of here and see if we can get that other $12 somewhere else. All right, coming over to diamonds. We've been running this strategy like a ton recently. I think for the past couple episodes, probably more than that. We're gonna start with a 50-cent bet. We're gonna do the down bear strategy on diamonds. So every time we lose, we will add a unit, which is 50 cents, and every time we win, we'll decrease. And this strategy has been crushing it recently. And I know it's probably gonna bust at some point, as every strategy does. But it's one of those things, man, where if it's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's the way I kind of treat it. And this one's really not broken yet, so we're gonna keep running with it. See if we can make some profit here. We still need $12 for the day. So not anything super crazy. I think we could probably pull it off. Pretty low risk here, I think. I think we're down to 150 here. Back to 2 bucks, 250, $3, 350, up to 4. All right, starting to get pretty deep. 5 bucks, 550, 6. I may have jinxed this one talking about how good it is. 7 bucks, 750. Oh boy, this is getting pretty deep. 8 doesn't hit. 850. 9 bucks. Okay, there's a nice little hit there. Back to 850. That loses. Back to 9. That hits. Back to 850. 9 bucks. 950. Oh yeah, we're starting to get pretty deep. 10 bucks hits. We're back to 950. We need a really good win streak. At this point, we're down pretty bad. We're up to $11 here. We only got a few more bets left before we bust. Okay, there's a 2x, back to $11. That loses. 1150. Okay, we got a 4x there. That's pretty darn good. Back to $11. And that hits again. Okay. We had 2x there. So let's go to 1050. That hits. All right, we're starting to cook a little bit here. Back to a $10 bet. All right, okay, this is good. Let's bring us back. 950. Still need a lot of work to come back from this. $10. 1050. 11. That hits. Back to 1050. $11. 1150. Oh boy. $12. 1250. And we hit a 3x. Okay. Back to 12 bucks. We hit a 2x. 1150. Okay. $11. 1150. And we hit a 3x. we're starting to come back pretty good. Oh man. Okay, so we hit some 3X's throughout that. Trying to think, I probably should drop this down more than just 50 cents, more than 1 unit, since we're down a good bit still. I'm gonna drop this down to like maybe $8. That hits. Go down to 750. Just so if we get some losses, we're lowering our bet size so we don't lose too much. Okay, there's a 3X. Go down to 850. That hits. $8. Back to 850. $9. We get a 3X there. Okay, this is starting to work its way back. 850 hits. We're back to $8. 850. $9. 950. Drop it to 950. That hits. We'll go 850. $9. 950. Oh, 0x. That hurts. $10. 1050. $11. 1150. Get 3x there. We'll go back down to $11. That hits. Go down to 1050. Also hits. Back to $10. You get 3x there. We're back into profit. And we started this off at 1385. So I'm gonna drop this down to like $5 just to protect our winnings there a little bit. Okay, the $6 bet hits on a 3x. Back to 550 here. Okay. 550 again. $6. 650. $7. 750. This is why I dropped my bet, because we're starting to go on a crazy loss streak again. Slowly working this back up. Starting to go way back down in the hole here. We need a big hit soon. Up to a $10 bet. Okay, we'll go back to 950. $10. We hit a 3x there. Back to 950. Nice. $9. 950. $10. Alright. Back to 1050. Start to get big bet sizes. That hits. $10. 3x. Like that. Let's go down to like $9 here. That hits. Let's go to 850. $9. 950. And we hit a 3x. Okay. We drop this down to like $7. 750. Okay. Go to $7. Good hit. Like that. Let's go to 650. 750. Back to 7. Okay. We're almost back, honestly. We're getting like a $4 bet. Let's go to 450 here. And we hit a 3x. So we're back into profit. Whew. That was stressful, man. That was stressful. We started back here at like 1380, 1385. And we pretty much just wagered like $950 to get to where we're at now. And it pulled through, man. And the strategy like low-key works, but it gets kind of stressful. We're gonna reset the chain. Let's try this again, see if we can get like an easier streak here. Back to 50 cents base bet. And there's some profit. Let's go back to 50 cents here. And we'll work our way up slowly. Hopefully we just don't go on a massive loss streak like we just did. Alright, there's a 4x. Alright, we're getting there. We still need about $4. So we're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close. Still need $2. Still need $2. I'll try this one more time. We'll go one more time. until we get some profit. And okay, now we're only 50 cents away, 40 cents away. All right, there we go. 24.62, a little bit above the profit goal. That was stressful. We got pretty low, but I think sticking to the strategy, not backing out. Hopefully that's what pulled us through. I don't know if I was just stupid or I got lucky, but I try to stick with the strategy until it either works or busts. I don't try to coward out and just start lowering the bet size for no reason. If we get some big wins, I'll lower the bet size. But if we're getting some big losses, I try to just keep going until we hit. So yeah, that was like the riskiest play on diamonds. Usually it's like really quick. Well, I wouldn't say really quick, but it's like it's always in the green for the most part. This one was mainly in the red. Our lowest drop was $100 down. So that's kind of scary. But either way, we profited, so I'm not gonna complain. We got our $24 in profit. Let's enter that in the sheet. And yeah, let's just enter that in the sheet. We'll go from there. All right, so day 378 was a win. We got our $24.62 profit gambling today. So we went up 1% for the day. Moving on to day 379, we're sitting at $4,109. And we have our sports bets for the day. So we actually had a losing day of sports betting. Not huge, but we did lose a little bit of money there. It was just proof we placed those bets. And then looking at our tracking sheet here, we pretty much stayed flat and everything. We had $1 in casino bonuses throughout the different apps here, and Bitcoin was pretty much flat. So our balance is pretty much stagnant since the previous day. So we still need to get our 1% profit goal, and we lost a bit of money on sports betting. So our 1% profit goal would be $41, but since we lost a little bit of money, we have to get $49. So let's hop on the website and see if we can get $49 in gambling. All right, so since we made some profit, let's vault some money here. And we need to vault $22.62. And that'll give us our 4% stop loss of $164. And I'm gonna play a little bit more aggressive today since we have to get $50. It's like a 25% return on our bankroll here. It's pretty aggressive. Sorry, no, that's like, nah, it's way more than 25%. $49 over 164. It's like a 30% return. Okay, we have to get 30% profit on this amount of money right here. So I'm gonna start off with a $10 bet on originals blackjack. And we start off with a 13 against an 8. I gotta hit that. 17, we lose. So I'm gonna flat bet this for a little bit. Take no insurance there. We'll stand. And we lose again. Okay, let's see if we can not go too deep here. We have a 16 against a 6, which is a stand. And we're getting toasted. Okay, back to the originals blackjack that I'm used to. Just getting torched. It's all right. We're used to it. We have a 10 against an 8, which is going to be a double. It's a big double here. A 20. We win that. Okay, that's big. That's really big. 13 against a 2 will be a stand. And he's going to pull 21. All right. 19 against an 8. We're going to stand on that. Okay. And we got a blackjack. All right, that's pretty big. It's pretty big. We're only down $5 now. And we have a soft 18. So 7 ace against a 3. It's saying it's a double. It's saying it's a double. Let's rip it. This is big. This is big. I know I'm playing some big bets, but we have to get $50 in profit pretty much. So got to place bigger hands. This could be huge, or it could be really bad. All right, stick with an 18. And we win that. Okay, we're up $15. I like that a lot. Let's go for one more hand. Let's try to get one more win. We have a 19 against a 2. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. 14, 16, 26. All right, we have $25 in profit. Stressful start, but we pulled through. I'm going to get out of here while we're up and move on to a different game. All right, so I'm going to try the limbo strategy where we go for a 10x. I'm going to start off with a... I guess we'll start with like a 50-cent bet and see if we can hit this kind of early. Every few bets, I'm gonna increase this a little bit. Okay, there's a good win right there. Let's try it one more time, maybe. Oh, that's so close. Let's go up to $1 here. Let's go up to $2. Okay, we're up to 42 bucks. We're only $7 away. Maybe let's try this one more time. Oh, that was so close. All right, let's go to $1 bet. Let's go to $1.50 for one bet. Let's go up to $2. Oh, that's not hitting. All right, let's go up to $2.50 for like 2 bets. Let's go up to $3. Let's go up to $4. Oh, it's gotta hit eventually. Let's go up to $5. Let's go up to $6. Oh boy, $7 bet. All right, $7 hits. Let's go back to like $1. $2. Going for a 10x here, so I know that's pretty high. Let's go up to 3. That hits. We're up to $35. We're getting close. Let's go back to 50 cents. That hits. Okay. We're like 10 bucks away. Let's go with $1 bet. We're $4 away. We are $4 away. Let's go to a 2x here. We're gonna 2x multiplier, and we're gonna try to down bear this. So we'll add a unit every time we lose. Every time we win, we'll decrease a unit. See if we can get there. We need like one more dollar here. $49. Whew. Dude, we are cooking. We are cooking. Oh my gosh. We have $213 in the bankroll for the day. Then we have our vault money. We're over $1,000 in the website. Barely. We have like $1,014. But yeah, dang, dude, we're cooking. Let's go. All right, that's pretty big. I'm gonna enter this in the sheet, and then I might put some more money into crypto since it's going down. So let's hop into that. All right, so just to show you guys before I actually hop into what I'm about to do next, we have $801 in the vault, like I just showed, and then now we have $62 in the playable balance in the website here. So I just moved $150 out of the website. I just withdrew it, and we're gonna hop back into Robinhood now, and I just deposited the money into Robinhood. So we have 150 bucks added to here, and I'm gonna make some more crypto purchases since crypto's down 12% today. So even just starting this video, I think we started off at like down 9.5%. We went down another 3% in the course of like 30 minutes here, which is pretty nuts. So that's why I'm gonna buy some more. You can see that Bitcoin for the day is down 12%, and then I think XRP is down 16, almost 17%. So for that reason, I'm gonna put some more money into it. Since we're down from our last purchase. Like I said, this video is posted like probably 3 days after the last video, but I'm recording this a day after the last video. So in my time, we are down, let's see, 12% in one day. But to you guys would be like, 3-4 days or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna put $75 more. I took out, because we made profit today, okay? I'll get into this in a second. I'll do an analysis on the video, but we made profit. So I'm gonna put $75 into XRP. So let's do that right now. Submit buy. Just making sure this is all looking good. Okay. Why is it saying total cost is $0? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So we got $75 more in XRP. And then we'll go over to Bitcoin and put $75 in there. So that 150 I moved over, I'm just putting half of it into Bitcoin, half into XRP. And that's, I guess, going into my mentality on this. And Bitcoin's going down by the second. So while this is going down, I'll just keep talking. Oh no, it's starting to come back up, of course. Let's just put this in. Okay. So my mentality is we have a lot of Bitcoin, majority Bitcoin. So I want to put a little bit more into that since we're down. Technically, I'm down more in Bitcoin than XRP. So I want to make that 150 split evenly between the two because Bitcoin is down more for the day than XRP. So it's a better price today than XRP. And we have more of it. So I'm trying to like lower my average price of Bitcoin. But XRP too, I want to start diversifying. So like I said, I keep talking about doing like an investment portfolio, but I want to have more money. I don't want to like put like $100 into an investment portfolio. I want to have like probably 500 at the minimum before I start that. And I'll dive into like my allocation, how I'm going to work that all out and like why I'm doing all that. I'm really excited for that because I love investing. This is the biggest portion of the challenge, and this is going to be the biggest driver going forward, having a good investment account. So, but for now, we're going to stick with the crypto. Crypto has been going down really big, so we're going to take advantage of the big dips. Also, while we're in here, just to be completely transparent, this $19.73 that's available in my balance here, this is not part of the challenge. So if there's any questions, I'm like, wait, why do you said you moved 150 over and you had like, $169. The reason for that $19 is I have an affiliate link, a referral link in the description for Robinhood. If you sign up with my referral link, I get a portion of a stock, you get a portion of a stock. So I had $19.73 from a year of having this referral link. I got $19. Just to be completely transparent, I don't make a ton of money off this whole YouTube channel, the whole challenge, everything. I'm not in this for money from you guys, of course. I'm in this for growing my own bankroll. But either way, this is from people signing up on my code. I got $19. And what I'm doing with this right now, I literally did this today before I was deciding to like buy in to more crypto. I was like, I gotta sell this money. And I had like Tesla and Nvidia just from people signing up on my code. I had $19.73. So I'm trying to sell that and move it to my personal bank account. That way it's not muddied up with the challenge money. Just because if I go to like the homepage of Robinhood here, it includes that Nvidia and Tesla in this like total balance, which is inaccurate because that's like from people signing up with my code. So I don't want that to be like a part of this. I'm trying to keep Robinhood specifically for the challenge because like I said before, I use Coinbase for my personal investments. So I'm just trying to like not commingle money. I'm trying to keep it like separate. But I'm getting really in the weeds here. I apologize. But when it comes to my tracking sheet, I used to literally track the amount of Bitcoin I purchased every single time. I'd show like the screenshot of my purchases of Bitcoin and how much Bitcoin I bought. So if I bought like 0.000315, whatever, it would show up in my tracking sheet as that decimal of Bitcoin. I would literally track it to the decimal, like 10 decimals out of how much Bitcoin I had purchased through the challenge. So I just had to like keep track of it very like specifically, where now if I separate it into Robinhood, I can actually like track it way easier. And it just like, I think it visually, if I showed it on camera, I could show it easier too. Or if I showed it through Coinbase, I'd have to be like, hey, X amount of money is my money and Y amount of money is part of the challenge. It would just be like super messy. But yeah, I want to be transparent. The extra like $19 is from referral links. But yeah, if you do sign up with my code, you will get a free stock. I think it's like worth up to potentially $2,000, but you're likely to get not that much. It's a lot smaller. But either way, that's gonna be it for the crypto. We have $903 now in crypto. So just to show you guys what I'm gonna be doing with that, if we do some movements here over to the tracking sheet. Wait, what was that? I forget what that was. Oh, 900 on the dot. So this is the current day, and I'll enter that there for tracking purposes. But yeah, I know, a little bit messy. I know I keep jumping forward and backwards and stuff, but I think this stuff's really important, guys. I'm telling you, that's like the true wealth creation, is like to invest and have a method behind the madness when it comes to investing. But I'm going to update our tracking sheet based on what we did gambling today and make sure this all looks good, and I'll come right back in a second. All right, so day 379 was a win. We got $49 in profit gambling today, and we basically hit our 1% profit goal. I was a little bit short because we're supposed to get like six extra cents. But yeah, I mean, I didn't realize it. I was a little bit short on that, but either way, it's close enough. I'm not going to complain. We had like a little bit extra these past couple of days. We're like 07%, 01, 06, 02. So I mean, it's all right. I'm not going to stress over a little bit extra that we needed. But yeah, we're ending off the video at 4,157. I had to do some adjustments because, as you can see, the website balance here dropped 150. Actually, now that I look at that, doesn't seem right. I guess we got profit too. Yeah, we had $50 from profit, so only dropped $100. That makes sense. It does make sense. So yeah, this, I had to like rework some formulas and stuff to make sure this like comes through correctly, because realistically, what I'm doing is I'm actually updating this number right here. So the crypto portion of this column was at 906 for February 4th, but for February 5th, even though I put $150 into here, we still lost $6. So like, yeah, it looks like we went down $6, but I actually invested $150 just now. So I updated this, and I update this every single day. You know, every single row, every single day, I track everything. But I had to make this all flow correctly, because even though like the balance did drop from stake from the website, shouldn't have said that. YouTube's not gonna like that. But either way, from the website we use, I dropped like $150, but it wasn't like a loss, right? So I have to make sure this like tracks correctly. We actually did profit $49, but I withdrew money, so still profit, but the balance is different. So I just have to like track the numbers correctly. I know that's like super weird, but that's how it works. I gotta make sure this all makes sense. It helps us stay on pace and everything. But either way, we went up 1% for the day pretty much. And on the video, I think we started on day 377. I hope that's correct. I think we did 3 days playthrough. We went up $97 on the video, and $90 of that was from gambling, and then we had $6 in casino bonuses. So yeah, most of that was from gambling today, which is good. Put more money into crypto, and I also have this now, which I think this is pretty helpful. Let's go down here. So this is our tracking graph. This is where we're sitting at right now. Still below the tracking line. We are a little bit behind where we should be in the challenge, but after 380 days, being this little behind isn't gonna, I'm not upset about that. That's still really good, okay? We are significantly crushing it, and you know, we're a little bit behind where we should be, but we've been on a heater. I mean, look at this win streak we've been on recently. This win streak's pretty crazy, okay? So, you know, even though we're a little bit behind, we should be at 4,286, and we're about $130 behind that. So maybe 4%, give or take, not too far behind. You know, we can't push too hard. You don't want to, you know, try to get ahead of the tracker where we should be and risk it too much. But either way, I started this up. So if you guys been watching me for a while, you've seen this section up here. This section basically always tracked our Bitcoin basis, how much we have total in bonuses throughout the entire challenge. So try to track everything. Dude, I feel like I'm like a weirdo when it comes to Excel and data and tracking stuff. That's why I always feel bad, like low-key kind of talking about like the logistics, the strategy, the mindset, the psychology, like all the background stuff that people really don't talk about that much on YouTube or really anywhere. Yeah, I always feel kind of weird about it because it's the boring stuff that no one cares about, but the boring stuff's usually the important stuff, okay? I know I'm rambling, but it's important to track this stuff, and I'm just a nut about it. I try to track everything because it's important, man. I'm telling you, it might not make sense, but you have to know, like, where, especially with money, you have to know where the money's going, where it's coming from. Like, you always have to follow the money, and it's like you're the general of an army, and your money is the soldiers. So you have to know where your soldiers are going, where they're coming from, to be able to command your unit, okay? It sounds stupid, but I'm telling you, dude, it's how it works. Either way, this is our, I know it sounds stupid. This is our thing we've been tracking. This is basically just how much we put into Bitcoin overall. Now this is our XRP basis, how much we put into XRP. Added that since we've been investing in XRP the past couple of days here. Total bonuses throughout the entire challenge, and then the total days we played through and how many days we won or lost. So we have like a 70% win rate on gambling, which is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good gambling ratio there. But we have our XRP dates that we actually bought in, how much we bought in for. So this tracks, that's where the basis comes in for that. Same with Bitcoin. We've been investing in Bitcoin since the peak, pretty much, and it's all been downhill from there. But we put 1,125 into Bitcoin, and as you can see, we have like $800 of Bitcoin, so we're down pretty good in Bitcoin. But I track everything. It's important to track stuff. But yeah, so I got these 2 new columns here. I'll try to touch base on those like throughout the challenge and everything. And I think that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I know this was a little bit of a different video. I hope you guys enjoyed it though. I tried to be a little bit more different in the way I like talk about things. I get excited about this stuff. I feel like I'm a little bit more like energetic, talk a little bit faster. But dude, I'm telling you, dude, this stuff gets me so excited, like talking about the background stuff. And that's what most people like don't care about. But it's so important. It's so important. But yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys like that. If you do, please let me know. If you think it's like the stupidest, most boring thing ever, and be like, never talk about that stuff again. I don't really care at all. I just want you to like gamble on video and call it a day. I'll continue to do that. You know, whatever you guys like to watch, I'll try to accommodate. Okay. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope you learned something. I hope there was something of value out of all this. But yeah, leave a comment, please. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. I'll take constructive criticism. I'll take compliments, negative comments, doesn't matter. But yeah, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, join the Discord. If you sign up with my affiliate links in the description with Robinhood, you might get a really good free stock or a couple bucks, but it's something. And yeah, be smart with your money. Don't gamble. Save it, invest it, and until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.